What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday. Hey, it is Tuesday, and you guys know what goes down here on Tuesday. Wife Chat with Gail goes down here on Tuesday. So, again, I am so excited that it is Tuesday. So, do me a favor. Make sure that you're hitting the share button, letting all my one sexy wife know that Wife Chat is going down here. And tonight, I'm going to actually be able to do what I love. Usually, I come on here and I do some teaching and that kind of thing. But tonight, I'm actually going to answer some questions that have been sitting in my messenger for a few. And so tonight, I'm going to answer three questions from three different wives from three different states. So I am so excited that Wife Chat is going down here on Facebook. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hitting the share button. Thank you for letting all my one sexy wives know that Wife Chat on Facebook is going down. So I'm super excited about it. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hitting the share button. And again, I truly appreciate you guys. Tonight, I'm going to answer some questions again from three different wives that just came into my ID. I mean, not to my ID, into my messenger. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to answer three questions. And again, this is what I absolutely love. Usually I come to you guys and I have, a topic that I want to talk about from a wife, but these are just questions. I did not get a chance to have a conversation with either one of these women, but I did hit them back and tell them that I would be addressing their questions today. So my prayer is that you guys are there joining and also you guys get something from these questions. Okay. So the very first question is from a lady in Little Rock, Arkansas. And her question is, why should I have sex with my husband when I'm upset with him? And she went on to say just a little bit about that. It seems as if every time they have an argument, he wants to engage in sex and she's just not feeling it, but she doesn't want to say no either. So she kind of wanted my take on why she should have sex with him even after an argument. And most women, everything for us is connected, right? We're like spaghetti. And I'll use that analogy. We're like spaghetti. If the romance is right and everything's flowing, he's acting right, he's saying all the right things, then we have no problem, having sex. But when we've had an argument and they want to engage, we're still holding on to whatever happened for that argument to whatever. So we can't get past that most of the time. We don't know how to empty our brains. And men are more like waffles. They put everything in a box. And that's the reason why they could be in, have an argument with you and less than 15 minutes later, they want to sleep with you. And so my thing is, if you can, right? If you can engage in sex with your spouse even after argument, I say do it, because it's just not about the physical act, right? Even though we have to prepare our bodies to receive them, it's just not about the physical act. It's more than that, right? And when you engage in sex, right, it's a way to reconnect spiritually, physically, and emotionally, right? And mentally. And most of the time when if you're mad or you disappointed or something in your spouse, we don't think about all of those things. We think about the situation again. We think about why we're hurt, why we were fussing, and all of those different kind of things. We don't think about why God really created sex, right? He created it for us to be able to connect, right? Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And so, again, it is a way for you guys to reconnect in all those areas. So, if possible, I say to the lady from Little Rock, Arkansas, if you can, if you can clear your mind in order to be able to do it, please do so. Because it's a way, again, for you guys to reconnect spiritually, mentally, and physically, and emotionally, right? And the other thing is sex is a amazing, amazing stress reliever, right? And most of the time after you have had sex, it is very stressful. And so it actually releases happy endorphins into the body. So it makes you relax. It brings you pleasure. And so, therefore, that is another benefit why you should engage in sex, especially after an argument, right? And again, I'm not saying that it's a wrong thing to do, and I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. But if you can do it, I'm saying that it will relieve stress. It will make you happier. It will release those endorphins. And I've already taught on the benefits of sex before. You can lose some weight on it, right? It's a lot of benefits of having sex even after an argument. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Yeah, interesting topic. Yeah, actually, I'm answering questions from wives. And so the first question was, why should I have sex with my husband after we've been in an argument? So I just answered that. So I'm answering two more questions tonight. Usually I have a topic for from a wife, but these people have been sitting in my box. And usually when I come on here and I address something, it's because I was actually able to have the conversation with the person with these. They just came through my messenger and I'm answering those questions. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hitting the share button. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. So with that, if you can, sex is more just about not just about the physical. Again, it's about the emotional and all those kind of things for you people who are just joining me. And it also is a great stress reliever. Okay. The second question that I want to address comes from Detroit, Michigan. Gail, I want to introduce a sex toy more like an aid called Helping Hands from Bedroom Candy into my bedroom, but my husband is not wanting to engage in it, right? And I know well about Helping Hands because God has blessed me to be a presenter at Bedroom Candy and an educator for them for 3 years until last year was my last year teaching for them. So I'm very much aware about, sex toys, sex enhancements, and all those kind of things. And I'm also a sexologist as well. And so I've also done a teaching on how to introduce sex toys into your bedroom. But let me just, again, I haven't had a conversation with this wife. So let me just give you some precursors about sex toys. A lot of people think that sex toys are bad. And I believe that sex toys are not bad. If they are introduced properly, you know the purpose of them, you know the good, the bad, and ugly of them, and you know how to use them properly. The problem is that a lot of times when sex toys are purchased, for one, there has been no conversation outside of the bedroom when it came to the sex toy, right? There was no preparation about, okay, this is the reason why I want to introduce the sex toy. Three, has been no, reassurance that the sex toy is not going to replace the partner, right? It could be the woman or the man. It's not going to replace them. It's just used to enhance. Sex toys can also be amazing for a woman who is experiencing, a hard time, with foreplay. It could be a quicker way to get her to where she can orgasm. Also, sex toys can be a great thing for men who are experiencing erectile dysfunction and all of those different kind of things. But again, sex toys or any sexual enhancements needs to be discussed outside of the bedroom and the reason why you want to introduce that. Okay, so I wanted to give that precursor. And again, if you visit my YouTube channel, I have tons and tons of teachings on sex toys and how to introduce them, all those different kind of things. Also, in Praying for the Penis, and also Keep Your Legs Open, which are two books that I wrote. It also talks about sex toys, how to introduce them, what is the purpose for them, all those different kind of things. So those are some resources, and you can get those on my website. But when it comes to helping hands, right? Helping hands is actually a sleeve that is inserted on top of the penis and is used to help him reach orgasm, right? And a lot of women want to introduce that into the bedroom because they don't want to perform oral sex, or they want to give him more pleasure and that kind of thing. So you have to be very careful when you're introducing something like that to your husband without having a conversation. And it could be that you have the conversation and say, listen, it's not that I'm trying to replace you. It's not that I don't think you can do the job. It's just that I might be struggling in this area. And I know this is something that brings you joy and brings you pleasure. So I wanted to introduce this, and this is the reason why. Again, I did not have the conversation with this wife. So again, I say have the conversation outside of the bedroom. Even if you want to bring massage oils and all kind of different things, at least have the conversation why you want to do X, Y, and Z. Reassure your partner that it's not to replace them, that is you're not being sexually satisfied or whatever. You need to just have a reason that I just want to, this helps me do X, Y, and Z to please you better, or this will help me achieve orgasm, or this will help you stay erect, whatever that is. But you really need to do the research and you need to have a conversation. Okay. And so I just had an argument and will not have sex. Okay. So I just answered that question. I think that if you can, I think that you should, Andrea, have sex because for one, it's going to relieve stress. It's going to lower your blood pressure, and it's going to release the happy endorphins into your body so you can get over being mad with your spouse. So I just answered that very first one. And also, it's a way for you to reconnect with your husband mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So hopefully you can get past that. And I appreciate it. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Hi, everybody. Thank you guys for hopping on. So I'm answering questions from wives that I have not had a conversation with that have been sitting actually in my messenger. So the first one was, why should I have sex with my husband when I'm upset with him? I just gave you the answer. And the second one was from a wife from Detroit, Michigan. Gail, I want to introduce a sex toy, more like a sex aid, called Helping Hands by Bedroom Candy. And that's right up my wheelhouse. I have taught for them. I've also taught for um, pure romance or whatever. So I'm real familiar with all of sex toys. I've done research on all of those. So, and it's a really good product. And so again, it helps with manual stimulation, and also helps with oral sex when it comes to pleasing your husband. Okay, so that was that. And again, if you guys want some in-depth training on sex toys and how to introduce them, again, go over to my YouTube channel. You have to scroll down a little bit, but I did an in-depth training on how to introduce sex toys and the purpose of them in a video over there on my YouTube channel, which is just Gail Crowder. Also, if you want to order Praying for the Penis and Keep Your Legs Open, I do it for both women and men, okay? And the benefits of it, okay? The next actually question comes from a wife from Iowa. And she said, Gail, I'm experiencing painful sex. And again, I didn't get a chance to have a conversation with her. But again, I did 2 blog posts, and I also did an extensive training. Part 1 was the emotional and physical pain of sex, right? And that dealt mainly with trauma. And again, you can either go visit my blog on Gail Crowder, and it talks about the emotional and physical, trauma of sex. But she's saying painful sex, so I'm thinking it is the physical part of painful sex. So I'm going to address that tonight. But again, I have done an extensive training and videos on my blog. So if you go read the blog, you can click there, and it's linked to a video about the mental and physical, or the painful, right? So tonight I'm going to really just talk about the physical side of painful sex. And again, I didn't have a conversation, so I'm not really sure which way she was going with this. So I'm just going to give you some general things. Again, go to Gail Crowder under my blog, and it's part one and part two. So, when it comes to painful sex, there are many causes for painful sex. Is inflammation of the vagina. It could be problems with the uterus, like fibroids. There could be endometriosis, which is a tearing of the uterus lining. There could be ovaries, like problems with your ovaries, which like are cysts that could be there that are painful. There could be You could be in menopause, which can cause vaginal dryness. And again, I'm just giving you some general things because again, I'm not really sure, what her problem was. They could be sexually transmitted diseases that has not been treated and you're not aware that you even have them. It could be little micro tears of the vagina where, your husband has been inserting when you're too dry. It could be so many reasons why this lady is experiencing painful sex. So let me just give you some quick remedies and some things that you can try when it comes to painful sex. The first thing that you need to try and is try different sex positions, right? Because different sex positions are going to give you different entry points of the penis to help with that. So that could be the one of the things that could be this, that you're not positioned well in order to receive, and that could be painful, especially if you have endometriosis, I can't talk right now, or inflammation, or a little vaginal tears that you're not aware of, or any of those kind of things can cause it to be painful. And I also tell women, if you're having problems and you want to try different sex positions and you have a weak core like I do, you want to buy and purchase yourself a sex position pillow. It helps you get in those positions and hold it. And it also allows you to be able to relax and not be tense trying to hold a position to try something new. So that's the first thing. The second thing is get yourself and invest in a really good lubricant, regardless if you're in menopause or not. Get yourself an amazing, amazing lube. I will tell you, and I don't get anything off of any of this, but the Just Like Me by Pure Romance is amazing, amazing water-based lube. You want to try to get a lube that is close is to what your body would manufacture on its own. So Just Like Me lube is one of the best water-based lubes on the market. Also, there is a really good lube by Sliquid. They have an all natural lube, and I will, once I get off here, I will put all the links to these different products. But and then Bedroom Candy has an amazing one as well. But my preference, and I'm just being honest, is the Just Like Me lube by Pure Romance. That you could put it in your vagina, it could dry up, and as soon as the action start, it wets up just like your body would again. And so I really love that factor of that particular one. And so I would say get yourself, try different positions, right, to see if that makes you more comfortable. If you have a very weak core, invest in a really good position pillow, and you can get those at online or whatever. Amazon sells them. Bedroom Candy sells them. Pure Romance sells them. Adam and Eve sells them. Like all of those places sells those different sex position, and you want to just make sure that you get one that can support your weight, and it tells you all of those different things. Get yourself a really good lube, and also make time. A lot of time we're so rushed that we don't really make time to enjoy and prepare our bodies for sex. So make time. Make time. It's okay to do quickies and stuff like that, but sometimes you got to prepare mentally, physically, in order to give and to receive pleasure. And sometimes we're so tense and stuff like that. So that can also cause painful intercourse. Okay. And then the other thing is if it gets so painful or whatever, and you know you're about to engage in sex, you might have to take some kind of pain reliever like a Motrin or a Tylenol. I don't suggest that you do that because that's just putting a band-aid on a cause, a real cause. So you need to really figure out what is the root cause of the pain, right? And again, I just went through some general ones, but again, it could be something else. So my biggest thing, and if some of these things that I just gave you, like adding, a different sex position, trying a really good lube, put, any of those things, if that could persist, make sure that you go visit your GYN because you really want to understand what is the root cause, because sex should not be painful. It actually is pleasurable. And if you're struggling in that area, it's going to make you withdraw and it's going to make you not want to do that, right? And you need to be more in a relaxed state in order to give and to receive pleasure. And so again, I wanted to, like I said, come on here and answer these three wives question. And my prayer is that you guys got something out of this as well. Again, I am an open book. You can ask me absolutely anything. So you can either put it in the thread. I always go back and read the thread. Or if you want to send me a message, I will send you a message. I will never say your name or whatever. I would just say, just like I said, Little Rock, Arkansas, Detroit, Michigan, and Iowa tonight. And if you want to hear me talk about or teach about any subject, just please send me a message or put it in the timeline, and I will make sure that I address all your needs, your wants, and your desires as much as I can. Also, I go live on my YouTube channel every single Thursday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I would love to see you guys over there as well. And so, your husband's annoying you. Welcome to the club. No, I'm just being whatever. Let me just tell you that being on this journey and being married for 32 years, it is par for the course. And my thoughts are it's harder to stay mad, or it's harder to ignore him. It's harder to work at that than to sit down and have a conversation and fix it. You don't have to try to fix it right now, but I say don't. It takes a lot of energy to ignore them. It takes a lot of energy not to be talking. It takes a lot of energy out of you, right? And the thing is that if you have a bad day at work, at 5 o'clock or whatever time you get off, you're gonna, go be able to leave. But when you have a bad day at home, it's a job you never leave. So my thoughts are is if you can fix it, try to fix it. And if it's to the point where you're like, you know what, I just want, take a deep breath, but try to fix it, because again, it takes a lot of energy to stay mad and upset. I used to be the queen. I could try to stay mad for weeks, and it just took a lot of energy to ignore him, not answer, be short, and all those different kind of things. And life is very short, you guys, and it's very precious. So just keep that in mind, Andrea. I understand what it is to be upset, but if you need to relieve some stress, go ahead and do it. And you know what I'm talking about there. So again, I love you guys to pieces. And thank you so much for joining me tonight here on Wife Chat. I will see you guys on Thursday. I'll be looking out because Wife Masterclass is coming up in October. Also, tomorrow night, I will be teaching for the amazing Deidre and Wives Night Out. She holds like a attitude party online for wives. So I will also post that link there. She asked me what I do. Let's talk about sex part 2. So I will be talking about that. So you ladies, if you're looking for to do something tomorrow night, please join me, and I'll be happy to talk about sex on there with Miss Deidre. And again, I'll post that link where you guys can join tomorrow night. Again, I love you guys to pieces. Have an amazing, amazing night. Lisa, thank you so much for getting on here. I'm going to also be on Lisa's show. I'm like, God is just doing some things on I think it's in October. When is it? October? Put it in there, Lisa, because you on here. I can't remember. My brain is tired. But again, thank you guys so much. So Lisa will be putting a link on how to join me on her show. She has an amazing show, and she has big superstar, celebrities on her thing. So I appreciate letting me be a part of her show. And again, thank you guys so much for hopping on here. If you need me, you know how to get in contact with me. Please visit gailcrowder.com. You can schedule a free consultation with me. Also, read up on the blog on painful sex. There's a link to some videos where I did extensive teaching. And again, I will see you guys again on Thursday or next Tuesday. Have an amazing, amazing night and stay safe out there. Make sure that you are wearing your mask.